99 prayer. That is a chunk we desperately want to be avoiding. Come on, please don't be something terrible.
Chance would be a fine thing.
Oh my god, it's going for so long. No! This is my Xtreme Onechunk Ironman Canifis chunk. I've spent over 4,000 hours on this account unlocking the map one chunk at a time. 132 days ago, I rolled the Monastery chunk.
A fine thing indeed.
One of the most brutal chunks that is possible to roll across the entirety of the old school RuneScape map. On Xtreme Onechunk Ironman, the rules state that you have to do everything in each chunk that you randomly unlock. Every collection log and all of the highest level skilling challenges being the main tasks in each chunk. The Monastery is so brutal for one reason: the prayer skill cape, the highest level skilling task possible for the skill. 99 prayer is a pretty monumental achievement for any account, but on my Xtreme Onechunk Ironman it is even harder due to the area that I'm currently restricted to, meaning that I have no access to either a gilded altar nor the chaos altar. 99 prayer on its own would have been a savage grind, but there are 3 additional grinds that I was also lumbered with. Firstly, up until this point I've never had access to a pickaxe that I could use, but due to the dwarfs in the Monastery chunk dropping a bronze pickaxe, I also had to get 90 mining to mine a tier 9 shooting star and get 99 smithing to create a rune plate body using runite bars that were dropped for me by the Revenants over a year ago at this point. 3 massive skilling grinds combined together are required to complete this chunk, but that is not all. Upon entering this chunk, I was 1470-ish total level, but upon leaving it, I would necessarily be over 1650, which means that I further tripped another savage grind, that being getting the Victor's Cape 1000 from Last Man Standing. Accessing Last Man Standing requires 1500 total, and only upon rolling this chunk did that become unavoidable, which means that in addition to the 3 massive skilling grinds that I was facing down, I also required 1000 wins at Last Man Standing, a grind that less than 0.1% of the player base has ever done. We'll be picking up first with the Last Man Standing grind, having achieved 995 of the 1000 wins in the last episode. I'm now on the final stretch, but alas, it won't be easy, as I want to prove to you guys and myself how much I've improved at PvP over the last few months, and so I'll be setting myself one last challenge for my 1000th Last Man Standing victory. I'm definitely going to lose this because this guy's good and he's got a Zuriel staff, Armadillo crossbow and a VLS. So I'm definitely going to lose this fight with my rune crossbow, but we'll try our best to get a lucky KO or something. Real, I'm really not that disappointed with my performance in this one. Oh, got him down. Did you see that guy's gear? Wow, that was a big win from me. Oh my god. Let's go. Beat Panda, beat Drop Bruise, and then he falls to Mr. Canifis chunk. Wow, that was huge. That was huge. And here is win number 999, which means we have one more to go to get the 1000 wins. I did not think I would ever get this far on this grind when I first started. But here we are, just one away. And you know what one away means. For my last Man Standing win, I wanted to make it special. I started this grind as a complete novice, having literally never PK'd before, and it has been far from easy. Those bots piss me off. He just touched me again! Why would it let me fucking shut you freeze on this guy for once?
So bad.
Oh my god! I'm baffled. I'm fucking baffled as to what that was. I literally can't click anymore. Of course it lands and I don't. Oh my fucking god, do something! But I feel like I've improved massively, and what better way to demonstrate my improvement than to take on rank 1 last man standing for my 1000th win. NSO, the player with more last man standing wins than anybody else in the game, and the very man that has helped and taught me so much. Good luck, my friend. Oh, that's gonna fuck me so bad. Oh, it was so up. Oh, God, I threw that so bad. Oh, that RNG was so with me as well. Oh, God, I was absolutely fucking eviscerating him off the start as well. Oh. And then 6 fights later, when you least expect it, fucking land a freeze for once. Oh! Yes! I guess sometimes when you're down, you just hit the fucking VLS. Oh my god, that took so long. Yeah. Oh. Typically on one of the worst fights that I've done. But I guess sometimes you've just got the VLS in hand and you swing it and you get the kill. But with that, it is time to look on the collection log. Let's go collection log first. 1,000 last man standing wins. 1,980 games, not too bad. And we can increase our widget up to 1,000 wins. The first full bar of this chunk. But finally, let's turn these plugins off so that we can see ourselves in all our glory. Player outline off. There we go. Right. Let's trade with Justine. And our tier 6 win cape is right there for the taking. Confirm. It is done. The Victor's Cape 1000. Oh my. Oh my god. I think this may be one of the biggest achievements on a one chunk so far. Would you guys say? And look at it. It is a thing of beauty. You may have noticed that there is no sponsor on this video, and so I thought I'd take the opportunity to get back on the merch hype train with some new designs celebrating the 1,000 last man standing wins and the end of the monastery chunk, one of the sickest chunks to ever complete. Firstly, I've got some sick new desk mats named Victory. These mats are massive, 32 by 16 inches, and are anti-slip on the back and high quality thick neoprene on the front. I've got one of these mats, and no matter how many thousands of hours I use it for, or how many drinks I spill on it, it looks exactly the same as the day I bought it. No fading, no marks, nothing. So I'd really recommend getting one if you're in the market for a desk mat. There are two styles of the same image, the high quality blender rip that you saw in the animation, and then a stylized painted version of the same. Both look really awesome, and there's only 100 of each available. I appreciate every single order, and the fact that you guys take my designs into your homes all around the world really makes me feel incredibly happy. So thank you so much. In addition to desk mats celebrating the last man standing completion, I'm also releasing a more generic merch design, bringing to life one of my more iconic, albeit entirely accidentally, phrases, things you love to see. This will be available on embroidered t-shirts and hoodies, as well as mugs and all that sort of like. So if you like any of what you've just seen, head on over to frayrs.com, links below to check out the designs. Every purchase is massively appreciated. Thank you. Oh god, I can't believe we finally got it done. Oh my god, what a collection log slot that was to go for. Oh my god. 1,000 wins at last man standing. Absolutely crazy. NSO was obviously a goat of helping me get this grind done, but there are also a few others that I would like to say thanks to. Nosrat, Panda, Drop Bruise, and Manir, as well as everybody else that helped. LMS is nearly entirely bots at this point. AFK bots, Terminator bots, and everything in between. And without these guys filtering through them and therefore cutting down the game time massively, this grind would have probably taken me twice as long. So thank you to them for giving up their time to slay thousands upon thousands of bots for me. Absolute legends. Now, with the thanks over, I decided to head into LMS for just one more game, just for the fun of it. And as much as I struggled to beat NSO, it's safe to say I've got the average LMS enjoyer on strings these days. Come on! See ya. I guess we take that for the 1,000. The 1,001st win. Oh my Christ. That was ridiculous. As soon as I saw the 175 spec on the Morrigan's Javelin, I was like, that is cooked. Oh, that was nice. That was nice as fuck. So, one thing about this widget is bugging me, and that is the fact that the LMS wins is in yellow. So what we're going to be doing is actually reversing back to where we were. We're going back to 949. And now we're going to go all the way back forward to 1,000 wins. And if I've calculated this correctly, Our new win streak of now, quote unquote, 51 takes us to a green last man standing number 1000. That looks so beautiful at the bottom of my screen. Oh my god. And I guess technically, we're actually on 1001 wins. So I guess I better add that. No, that looks so ugly. Why did I go and get 1,001st win? I should have stuck with 1,000. I'm going to leave it on the widget as 1,000. Forgive me. With Last Man Standing completed, it is time to finally finish off 97 smithing and 99 prayer. For the rest of the video, it's probably worth drawing your attention to the widget at the bottom of the screen. What this widget is doing is keeping track of the banked XP that I have, i.e. the ores and the bars that I have in the bank for smithing, and the zeal that I have acquired from Soul Wars for prayer, as well as the real-time XP that I have in each skill. The darker bar and the number equals the banked XP, and the brighter bar is how much XP that I actually have at that current moment as a percentage of the total. The smithing bar is tracked from level 1 to 97, 97 because I need to smith a rune plate body requiring 99, but I have a +2 boost in the Mature Dwarven Stout that I brewed in the last video, and the prayer bar is just tracking from level 1 to 99 for the skill cape. Hopefully this helps to give you a bit of context as to what is actually occurring between each clip, and just how many hours I'm putting in off screen. This is a long video, but trust me, it is nowhere near as long as the amount of hours that I've put in. I've been averaging about 13 hours a day. And in the first clip since the LMS clips where we got our 1000 wins cape, we have just hit 88 smithing, which is actually a very cool level because it's the level that we unlock adamant plate bodies, which is definitely going to be one of our most fun training methods. I think when we actually cash in our adamant bars, and make adamant plate bodies, it's going to be over 150,000 XP per hour. So that is going to be super fun. We've only got 9 smithing levels to go now, which is kind of crazy. When we hit 90, we're going to be halfway there. As you can see, we've got well over 9 million XP bank now. Once I start doing some more mining, now a lot more of my day is freed up due to having the Last Man Standing cape. That is going to go even quicker as well. So I really feel like we're on the home stretch now of Last Man Standing done, and a lot of these grinds like mining, smithing, and prayer are all going to start going by a lot faster. So in what I believe is the first skilling clip of the video, there is 83 mining, which puts us, what, 1.3 mil-ish XP away from 87, which is the level that we need. 4 levels. Really not too bad. I feel like it's been going quickly now that I'm doing it on mobile a bit as well, and I'm not being distracted by having to do loads of Last Man Standing. But yeah, 83 mining, first skilling clip, and it's annoying because I'm having to do mining rather than smithing right now because I ran out of Rings of Forging. So that will be the next clip. Okay, I've worked it out, and I think I need just shy of 300. I think I need something like 280, but... weird one. We just got 88 crafting, and from 87 to 88 it's been literally entirely passive, purely from like making Rings of Forging, making black d'hide bodies, etc., things like that, just over the time since we originally left Port Phasmatis in what, episode 4? So from episode 4 to this one, we've got all the way from 87 to 88 crafting. And I've done nothing deliberately. Like, if we look in the bank here, like, I still have, like, pretty much all of my uncuts. The only crafting we've done is stuff that we've had to do by necessity, which is, like, you know, making bolt tips and things like that when we've needed to. So absolutely wild that we've managed to get all the way to 88 crafting. We did it. I hit 60,000 subscribers by the end of July, which means that I only need to average 2,000 subs per month for the remainder of the year to hit my 2025 goal of 70,000. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Did you honestly think you'd ever see an Xtreme Onechunk Ironman complete not only Last Man Standing, but also the monastery in the same video? Surely that deserves your sub. Go on. Press the button. And we just tipped over, as I go into the bank again, 10,000 mithril bars. That is some absolutely insane smithing XP right there. And we're going to add, what, another 14,000 mithril bars to that, which is going to be massive. It's very nice having the deposit lock things on this game now, because they weren't a thing for so long, and now I can't believe that I didn't use them. Something that I've done as well is I've removed the bank your equipped gear, because one of the issues with the Briarfighter staff is if I accidentally bank all my gear, I then can't do the spell. So if I hit that button by mistake, it's really annoying. So if you didn't know how to do that, you can go into the settings up here and turn off deposit worn items, because I feel like very rarely do you want to do that, particularly if you're skilling. So I think it's quite useful to have that button removed. So it'll probably be good for you guys who want to do like your herb lore and your fashionscape and things like that. About Klarna, I literally can't help. No! Oh my god, my left click action there doing absolute bits for me. I accidentally clicked the Camelot teleport, but because I'm a genius, I've changed the left click to the Sears version, which I obviously can't do because I've not done the harder elite diary. And with this game of Soul Wars, we are just creeping up over 8 million bank per XP. How much zeal is that? We've got 8,000 zeal, which is like 1.5 million XP. Not too bad at all. It's always exceptionally tempting just to type that in and claim it, but we won't, because I do really want to try and go for like a record week of prayer, at least amongst the Xtreme Onechunk community. I feel like that'd be quite cool. So with this iron ore, we're raging right into 84 mining. One away from mining rune ore. I don't think I actually have anywhere I can mine rune ore in my chunks, but 84 mining, just 3 to go until 87. I do think I have to overshoot 87 by like a little bit to bank the smithing, because I'm at 9.5 mil smithing XP right now, banked. So we need about 1.2 more, slightly less than 1.2. So I think that's going to push us into like sort of like 50 to 100k over 87. But still, very, very decent, and we are getting through it. 9.5 mil smithing XP bank. That seems kind of wild. Right, and so with this inventory, we're not getting a level. But what we are getting is, well, we're going to run over to the bank, and we're going to bank all this ore that we just mined, and it's going to tip us over 87,000 bars. And tipping over 87,000 bars means I can add an additional 37.5k smithing XP to the widget, which is going to put me up to 9.722 million banked smithing XP, which additionally is less than 1 million XP to go until we have fully banked 97 smithing, which is absolutely crazy. We're like halfway to 85 mining at the moment. Flying through it, absolutely flying through it. Oh, I've got a peak air on me. I've got an actual peak air on me. Got away with that one, lads. Oh my god. Not that I really lose. What do I lose? Nothing, basically. But oh, I'm glad I got away. Heart's going a little bit there. And a big level for any account coming in now. 85 mining, and it didn't pop up. That's so sad. Can we get a baguette? No, we can't. But there is 85 mining, which is a level for rune ore. Don't think I've got rune ore in my chunks. Think I may have said that on the 84 mining clip as well. But really feels like we're on the final stretch now. Just 2 levels of mining to go. Come on, let's get it. I mean, look, we're on nearly 9.9 million banked smithing XP. That is an obscene amount, considering I haven't had access to like Motherlode Mine or the Blast Furnace or Giant's Foundry or anything like that. It's just been monster drops and mining ore. So, and we're nearly done with the mining. So let's crack on. Hey, 102 strength doing the Soul Wars. Actually getting quite a decent amount of XP doing this, to be fair. 17.5 mil. I swear I started this chunk on 13. I don't think I'd gone past. Not sure. But either way, good XP. And with this deposit, we are getting a rather large milestone, which is that we're at 95,000 iron ore and bars, which means I can add an additional 37,500 XP to the banked smithing XP, which takes us over 10 million, 8-digit banked smithing XP. That is actually crazy. We've got like 670k to go or something, which, considering where we started, really feels like nothing. So, yeah, look at my stats. Like, I was so used to having 4 mining and like 4 smithing or whatever it was for so long, and now just look at it. So good. Like, we're not even that far away. We're like 1 skill away. Like, if I got like fishing or construction or rune crafting or something like that, we'd be hitting 1700 total, and that feels like a really high total level in this game to me. Like, that's where I feel like you're hitting the end, like the start of like the upper mid game. I feel like at 1700, and we're nearly there on an account this jankified. Crazy times. I'm feeling a bit bored, and I want to test if my widget is automatically updating prayer XP when I log out. So what we're going to do is cash in 5,102 Zeal tokens and pick up our 999,000 prayer XP, which is going to put us up to, look at that, that looks so nice. Going to put us up to 93 prayer, which is pretty cool. 413k to go until the next one, and it makes our real prayer XP way higher. That is so nice. 7.5 mil prayer XP, 93 prayer. How close are we now? 5 prayer to go until 126 combat. That is wild. And with this mithril bar, we're getting 89 smithing, which allows to smith rune short swords. Getting there now, only 8 levels to go, 500,000 XP. That looks pretty daunting. I think this is going to be the last level I'm going to get as well before actually making like plate bodies and stuff, because we've got 11,000 myth to go, which is like 330,000 XP, smithing all that into bars. And we've also got about 20,000. Oh, maybe we'll just scrape into 90 smithing before we start actually using all of the bars that we've got. But that 93,000 stack of iron bars, that's looking crazy. Right, I forgot to do it when I get it, but we're up to over 6,500 zeal now, which means that I can add some more XP to my banked prayer widget. But it's a bigger moment than usual because I've been getting 196 XP per zeal, right? But once you cross over the 95 boundary, you end up getting 210 XP per zeal. So instead of adding 98,000 XP for the last 500 zeal that I've got, I'm actually kind of crossing over midway through. And so I'm adding a custom amount, which is 100,394 XP to the banked prayer. There we go, 8.8 mil banked now. And what we're going to be doing from now on, well, not from now on, from now until 98, so until this reads 12.8 mil XP, we're going to be adding 105,000 XP per 500 zeal rather than 98,000. So it actually does speed it up a not inconsiderable amount. It's like, what, 7% more? Something like that, which is actually not too bad. Right, the pressure has got too much on me again. So it is time to trade with Nomad. 88,000 lifetime zeal, that's actually crazy. And grab ourselves another 5,102 worth of prayer XP. Let's confirm that. Look at that. The 999,000 XP is so good. 94 prayer. Not bad at all. 240,000 to go until 95. So I'm a bit gutted because I'm not going to get 2 levels in 1 XP drop again, because another 1 mil XP will put me at like just really close to 96. It'll be 95 and then like a tiny bit to 96. But then obviously 97 as per our smithing is 10.7 because that's when the XP starts going over 1 million. So it's always going to be 1 level per XP drop, which is a bit sad. So we're not going to skip any more levels. But 94 prayer, 200k to go. That just looks so nuts with all the 99s. Like when that's 99 as well, that is going to look so sick. Okay, so I forgot to tell you guys, but supposedly last week they updated the Spoils of War. It was listed in the blog, and they were like, yeah, we're updating the Spoils of War and removing all of the good shit from it. And then that just didn't happen. So apparently this week they actually have updated them. So should we just buy one and just sort of see what we get? I'm hoping, I mean, best case scenario, they haven't updated them and we get some coal. But I guess second best case scenario is that they have, and going rabid trying to get as many zeal as I did to open as many crates as I did wasn't all a waste of time. Oh, that's sickening. That's so bad. Though I tell you what, 37 blighted Karambans. How much would that cost to just buy that many? It'd cost me... It would cost me 30 tokens to get 36 blighted Karambans just buying them. And it would cost me another 10 tokens to get the blighted restores. And it would cost me, what, like 4 tokens to get 12 ice sacks. So I kind of got 44 tokens worth of this stuff from 30 tokens from Spores of War. So that's actually quite interesting. I guess if you don't care what of this stuff you get, it's probably better to do the Spores of War. But it does look like they've actually managed to update the crates this time. Well done, Jagex. Okay, lads, good news. With this deposit, we're hitting 100,000 iron ore mined. Well, we've got 95.4 thousand iron bars and 4,500.9 iron ore, which add up to over 100,000, which means I've mined 100,000 iron ore and smelted 95,000 iron ore so far. That is crazy. When that goes to a white stack, that's going to look so sick. But yeah, really not long to go now. We're very nearly 86 mining. And with this iron ore, there is the penultimate level, level 86 mining. Only one more mining level to go. And I also saw something quite interesting, which was that in my character summary, I've just hit 200 days played on Canifis Chunk. How nuts is that? I think in the first episode after rolling the monastery, like when I was mining copper and tin, I said how much time I had played starting this chunk. So I'd be interested to know how much time has elapsed from then until now, like from, you know, almost just at the very beginning to almost now finished. But, well, not that almost finished. Still got well over 150 hours or so to go. But, yeah, 86 mining. Crazy times. And following up that mining level with my first farming level for ages and ages and ages, level 52. Doesn't look like we get anything from that, but it only puts us, what, 5 levels away now from being able to do our U-Seeds if we get that North Varrock Center chunk. And that would be massive, because I think if we can get that farming chunk first and start planting our U-Seeds, start planting our magic seeds, that 85 farming chunk over here becomes a lot less scary. So I don't want this. I do want this. And that is why I'm trying to prep some farming levels just in case we finally get lucky on a chunk roll, right? Surely that's going to happen sooner or later. And one of the biggest levels on the account so far is coming up. 87 mining achieved on the Xtreme Onechunk Ironman, which is the level that we need to mine a tier 9 shooting star. Now, you might be asking, 87 isn't the level to mine a tier 9 shooting star, and you would be correct, but thanks to this glorious dragon pickaxe that has made this grind infinitely better than it otherwise would be, I can special attack and get up to 90. So now all I need to do is find a tier 9 mining, tier 9 shooting star, and then we can get our task done. But as you can see by the widget at the bottom, we're not quite done yet with the banked smithing. The banked smithing for 97, I need to hit 10.692 million smithing XP. So we're about 80,000 XP away. Mere pixels of the dark yellow bar at the back is left that we still need to get, but we do need to do it. So we're going to keep mining just for a little bit longer, make sure that we finish that off, and then we can move on to the only 2 remaining goals of the chunk, which is to finish off the smithing itself by, you know, actually cashing in all of these bars that we've got. I mean, just look at it. Still a ridiculous amount. And then also doing the Soul Wars to finish off the prayer, and then we will be chunk rolling. So yeah, that's one of the 4 major goals done. The second one that we did, obviously the first one we did was the last man standing. Now we've done the mining that we need, which is 87, and now it's just the 97 smithing and 99 prayer left. Right, if rumors are to be believed, there is a tier 9 shooting star around here somewhere. Okay, maybe I'm lying. Oh, is it over there? I tell you. Ah, no, the tier 9 shooting star. No. Oh, that's so sad. That is so sad. All right, maybe next time. Holy bot farm, what? The absolute bottiest bot farm that ever botted. Okay, big news. I believe there is going to be a tier 9 star in 429 at the Goblin Mine. Here it is. Right, can I mine it? If I can't, that's good news. You're the first person to find a star. Mining level of 90 to mine it. Let's go. We just need a single bit of stardust. Come on. Come on. There we go. Mine a tier 9 shooting star. The task is done. It's going to be sad, though, because as soon as my pickaxe spec goes, I'm not going to be able to mine it, am I? But we got the task done. It's much slower than I thought it would be. I thought it would be a lot quicker than this. But we got a little bit of stardust as well. One of the tasks ticked off on the chunk picker. I think that leaves us with like 2 real tasks left, which is buy and equip the prayer skill cape trimmed and smith a rune plate body. I am so happy about this. So happy. And there we go. Now we can't mine it anymore. Right, back to mining iron. We're nearly done banking the smithing. Let's go. And with the iron ore that I'm about to put into the bank right now, hitting what, 16,210. So I need to add 226 ores worth of XP to the widget. So that is 7,910. We have just hit 97 smithing banked on the Xtreme Onechunk Ironman, which means that we now just have to convert this XP here, the iron ore, the iron bars, the myth ore, the myth bars, the addy bars, the rune bars, some of the rune ore, all of this coal. Now, all we got to do is just convert all of that into smithing XP, and we will finally be 97, which is crazy. So, God, this feels so surreal. It's been 105 days since I rolled this chunk, and we're finally getting to a point now where I feel like I'm nearly done. So, yeah, let's get on with a little bit of smithing, a little bit of Soul Wars, and get it wrapped up. Okay, so I just checked my Varrock achievement diary, and it says, chop down a dying tree in the lumberyard. And I don't have any idea why I've not done that. I don't know if I backlogged it in a very early episode before I had an axe. But I don't see any reason why I can't just chop down a dying tree. And there is no reason. So there we go. We've got an easy task done in the Varrock area. So that's just a task that we've missed for like well over a year. So I guess we're one step closer to in the Varrock easy diary. Not that it really matters, because we're stuck behind this rune crafting goal. We're stuck behind Barbarian Village. We're stuck behind the museum anyway. But I guess we're one step closer. So I have been over the weekend, but in the evenings and such, when the kids have been in bed and there's not been much to do, I have been beavering away, smelting all of my iron ore into iron bars. So I will just do the last 5 ore now, and I'll check to see that I've actually managed to not forget enough rings of forging to destroy so many bars that I've actually fallen below the banked smithing. So I'll check that once we've got an updated iron bar number and get back to you. Okay, so good news. We actually have exactly 171 more XP than I thought we did. So that is basically including absolutely everything, including like the silver ore and the adamant bars and the rune bars and 499 specifically of this runite ore, all of this mithril ore, the steel bars that we have elsewhere, which I might just put into the main tab. And yeah, so once we've cashed absolutely all of this in, we will be 97 smithing. And it won't take that long. I think it's going to take about 60, maybe longer, about 60, 70 hours or so to just smith an absolute metric fuck ton of iron plate bodies and adamant plate bodies and myth plate bodies and turn this into bars and so on and so on and so on. But hopefully it won't take too long from your guys' perspective. So, for those of you unfamiliar, I do not have access to the Varrock West Bank, and therefore I don't have access to this excellent anvil over here, which is what most people would use to smith bars. So instead, I have to use this anvil, which is slightly to the east of Varrock Center, which isn't too bad, could genuinely be worse, to be honest. Like, there are definitely worse anvils that I could have got. But the method is that I smith 5 plate bodies here, and then what I do is I simply run to the bank over here, over yonder to the east, which is obviously a decent bit further than Varrock West Bank, which isn't ideal, but as I say, could be a lot worse. I then very rapidly grab some more bars, teleport to Varrock, and then repeat the process again. Teleporting to Varrock is definitely worth it. It does save quite a lot of ticks and crucially quite a lot of run energy. Handily though, in this chunk, obviously I unlocked Last Man Standing, and as part of Last Man Standing, I unlocked the rune pouch. And what that means is that I can put all 3 of the runes that I need to teleport in this one slot here. I then have my hammer in my invent as well, which obviously need to make the plate bodies. But crucially, I can stick a ring of dueling in here. And the reason for the ring of dueling is that I do actually run out of run energy doing this. As you can see, I ended that run on 49%. And I think the run before that one, I ended it on like 56 or something like that. This is obviously only an issue because I'm making plate bodies, which is like the fastest thing to make. If I was making something like knives or something, it wouldn't be an issue. But because I'm making plate bodies, it is. I can obviously regenerate my run energy at the Varrock's Enclave, which I can teleport to the Ring of Dueling. So that's kind of the idea at the minute, is basically when this hits 0, I'm going to teleport to Varrock's Enclave, regenerate my my run energy, and then we should just be able to keep this up basically forever. I've only got 17 Rings of Dueling, I think, at the moment, which isn't very many, but I do have something like 350 emeralds in the bank. And basically, the only time that I'm ever going to use a significant amount of these, I think, is going to be rune crafting. And hopefully, based on my theory crafting, by the time we get a rune crafting grind, I should have a far better source of emeralds than I've got now. So I don't feel too bad about burning through all of these. So as you can see, we've just ran out of run energy, and the most efficient way to do this is not going to be to go to the bank over here this time. It's going to be just to teleport straight to Varrock's Enclave. The bank should be over this side, so we will run that way straight away. We'll get to pre-clicking over here. We'll do this. We'll speak to the bank teller, grab our bars like normal, run into the free-for-all portal, put our run energy back on, teleport to Varrock, and away we go, this time with 100% run energy back. Now, that's probably going to get a little bit tedious, so I may come up with something different if I can think of something different, but that's the best that I've got for now. Right, there has been a big update today. Well, I don't know, based on Jagex's recent form, maybe it hasn't happened yet, but we withdraw a chisel, and we withdraw one of each of these. Supposedly, the Revenant Ether chiseling update has happened today. So let's see if it works. Oh, it didn't even ask. I really thought there'd be a confirmation option on that. Turns out not. So the 500k emblem is worth 1,000. The 1 mil emblem is worth 2,000. The 2 mil emblem must be worth 4,000. Is that the 4 mil one? 4 mil one is worth 8,000. 8 mil one's worth 16,000, and then the biggie, the ancient relic, the 16 mil emblem is worth 32,000 ether. So one of each equates to 63,000 ether, which is fucking nuts. If I went to the Revenants, like as I was doing at Hellhounds, when I was going to the Revenants specifically to get ether, that would have taken me about 15 hours. So that is an absolutely massive update. And as you can see, I've got double digits still, even after that, of all the emblems. So I think this is probably somewhere around 800,000 Revenant Ether all in, I think. So if I chiseled all this, we would have the biggest amount of Ether that we've ever had. But I am not going to chisel it all. And the reason I'm not going to chisel it all is that there is the chance that we could get rolls coming up after this one where I do need GP over ether. Now if we look over at Falador, right, let's try again on the map. Let's try not to dig down on the map this time. This chunk here, or this one of these Falador ones could basically unlock it so that I need to get 99 construction. And if I get the bagged plants for it from the garden supplier, suddenly I'm actually eyeballing those bagged plants because they were bad for Limpwurt because he didn't have the money. I do have the money, and so the bagged plants could be a very, very effective way for me to get 99 construction and farming, because farming is definitely one of my hardest things to train, and I definitely could get screwed over by it quite badly. So I don't want to just cash in every single one of these emblems right now for ether. That's probably going to be what's going to end up happening if I roll like Callisto or something like that next. It's a lot more likely that I roll a combat-orientated wilderness grind that I would want the ether for, but it's not a shoo-in. So we won't be doing that right now, but it's very, very good to have the option. And with this set of plate bodies, we are getting 90 smithing, rune scimitars, dragonfire shields, torvar armor. Most of that I'm unlikely to get for a long while, maybe with the exception of the scimitars. But crucially, that is 50% of the way to 97 smithing, which is our goal. So we're officially half done with the smithing. 90 smithing looks kind of nuts there. I've done all of the slow smithing. I've smelted all the gold bars. I've smelted all the iron bars. So now it's just smelting mythor, which is good XP with superheat, and making an absolute metric fuck ton of plate bodies. So nearly done on this smithing ground. I mean, we're getting like 70k XP per hour now, just on the iron bars. Once I upgrade to doing like the myth and the addy and stuff like that, the XP per hour is going to be nuts. Like, addy plate bodies are going to be comfortably over 150k XP per hour, I think, which is crazy. Right, good news, everyone. With the new and improved method now, slightly faster use of our iron bars, we have now dipped back below 100,000 iron bars remaining, which is very nice because it feels nice when you're gaining bars. And I was like mining the iron, it was like, yes, we're over 100,000. And then as soon as you like go the other way and you're wanting to use them, you're like, oh, fucking hell, I've still got over 100,000 to go. So psychologically, big. Less than 100,000 iron bars to go. Right, so as part of this grind, I've decided that what I'm going to do on mobile tonight is just make a load of Rings of Wealth. And to make a load of Rings of Wealth, I'm going to need a load of Dragon Stones. And just look at the absolute state of the crafting XP on this. Every 2 ticks, 137.5 crafting XP cutting these Dragon Stones. And I've got 1,300 of them. I don't think I'm going to bother cutting all 1,300 of them now. I think I'm probably going to go for something like 400 Rings of Wealth, because I think that's enough that I probably won't need to recharge them in one day. So basically I can just use them all day to do smithing and then recharge them at night on mobile, because it's like a really easy activity to do on mobile. Whereas like actually doing the smithing itself is kind of interface spammy if you don't have like the one clicks for the like, you know, the left click entry swapper thing for the Rings of Wealth and stuff. So I'm going to try and avoid doing smithing where I can. So recharging Rings of Wealth is a pretty good one. But just look at the crafting XP. That is fucking nuts. Having all these uncut dragon stones from the Revenant grind is really reaping dividends right now. 400 rings of wealth on mobile last night. Made 400 rings of wealth, so that's going to last me a long time. By my reckoning, I think I'm only going to need to recharge those once, maybe twice, to get all of this smithing done. So that is kind of a weight off that I don't have to do that every about hour, which is what I was having to do with 20 or so. Okay, right. I just fancied getting a bit of a prayer level. I'm not going to spend like all of these zeal, but what I might do is try and get 240,000 XP. So 196 per one, I reckon 1250-ish. Okay, that's slightly too many because we need... So this is a level where the XP increments upwards. So I need to get exactly to 95 to not waste any zeal. So I think, what, 1210? No, 1229? Go for that. Okay, I reckon we're about 200 over, so 1227. 492, that looks about right. Right, let's cash this in and get level 95 prayer. Look at that. That is a thing of beauty. 4 levels to go on the prayer. We still have like a really decent amount of zeal, so we're relatively close to getting the next 1 mil XP increment. Those XP, as you can see now, is 210 XP per token instead of the 196 that we just had. So the next one will just be a flat million XP, taking us all the way up to 96 prayer. Right, 5,000 zeal on the clock, which means I can add an additional 105,000 XP to the widget. 9.8 mil, less than 180k to go until 10 million prayer XP. That feels kind of nuts. Okay, we've had a good day on the zeal, over 400,000 XP banked, and so I shall treat myself to a nice little reward of 1 million prayer XP. And look how much less zeal that costs now. It's only 4,761 instead of, like, what was it before? 5,100 or so. So definitely feeling the 210 XP per token instead. But let's confirm the prayer XP and get level 96. 96 prayer on an Xtreme Onechunk Ironman. That feels fucking crazy, man. We're only 2 prayer levels away from 126 combat. And that will be a world's first. So I've been doing quite a lot of smithing on mobile, and with this superheat, I am getting 92 smithing, halfway to 99. We can now make rune full helms, and members can now make rune throwing knives. Pretty cool. Probably not going to do any of that. But we're now only 5 levels away from getting 97 and being able to boost to make the rune plate body. So yeah, I'm going to try and keep the progress up. But I feel like I'm doing well. It's currently the 13th of July. So yeah, hopefully, hopefully if you're seeing this sometime around the sort of 29th, 30th of July, I managed to hit my goal of 97 smithing and 99 prayer in this video. But I guess you'll only find out if I did do that or if I copped out and uploaded early later on. So we've just hit 1,500 zeal token, and that means I can add another 105,000 XP to the widget, which takes us up to over 10 million banked prayer XP. That looks nuts now, having the 10 mil in smithing and the 10 mil in prayer. Though, unlike the smithing, we do have still quite a while to go. We need to get up to that 13 mil for 99, which is relatively quick here, but it still takes a long time. But we'll try and get through it. So we just hit 6,000 zeal tokens, which means that I can add an additional 105,000 XP to my banked prayer XP, taking us over 11 million, 2 million prayer XP to go. Starting to feel very, very close now. Living life on the farm. Oh, nice! I just saw it. I missed it before going in, but I saw it when we just came out. 100,000 lifetime zeal. That is wild. That means that I've done, I don't know, between the Zeal Gains lobbies that I did and the Dolo methods, including the old one, I would say comfortably over 300 hours of Soul Wars on this account. That is kind of wild. I think that puts me at about rank 400 for Ironman, which is kind of crazy. I don't know who these 399 other Ironmen are going over 100,000 zeal here, but yeah, 100,000 lifetime zeal, not too many to go. I think we've got about 8,000 zeal to go, which, you know, still sounds like loads, but it's not that bad. And the pressure has just got too high. It is time to buy some more prayer XP. 4,761 zeal. Nets us 999,810 prayer XP, which gets us to level 97. Just 2 levels to go. Oh my god. 1,034,000 XP to go, which is kind of annoying because it means that the next bout of 1,000,000 prayer XP I get is not going to get me a whole level. So maybe I'll just do a cheeky like 35,000 at some point and then cash in 1,000,000 to get 98 at some point. But very, very nice. And crucially, the next level is going to get us 126 combat, and that is going to be a pretty sick milestone in of itself. So obviously they nerfed Soul Wars crates recently to make it so that there's not much point in doing Soul Wars, like botting or gold farming Soul Wars for GP. But what you do see now are these weird bot farms or gold farmers or whatever, who, as far as I can tell, are basically training up Ironman accounts with the idea of selling them, is what I'm guessing they're for. But these have started popping up a lot, and I'm seeing like multiple, like, you know, 30, 50, 100 account farms that are, I'm guessing, just trying to sell the accounts. Look, I mean, the fact they're talking probably tells me it's a gold farmer and not bots, but definitely something suspect going on. So we just hit 4,500 zeal tokens, which means I can add another 500 zeals worth of XP to the widget, which puts me at 105,000, 11.7, which is actually quite exciting because it is the last time I'm going to be typing 105,000 into the widget. After this, once you get to 98, which is at 11.8 mil XP, it goes up to 112,000 per trade-in of 500 zeal. So, yeah, big upgrade coming soon. Exciting stuff, eh? So with this game, we hit 5,000 zeal and means we can add some more XP to our widget. And the number that we are going to be adding is not 105,000, it's 106,034 XP. And that means that all the XP we're going to be getting from here is going to be worth 224. So this is 210 zeal per token. That's why I was adding 105,000 per 500 zeal that I get. But now, once we get past 98, this will turn into 224 XP per token, which means that per 500 we're now going to be adding 112. So I think we've got, what, 5,500 zeal left? That somehow really doesn't seem like that much. So it is finally time. A day has passed, which means that I can hit up Nomad and spend some zeal. And this is a big one because with this zeal, I think 4,755 will get the job done. We'll be cashing in. Oh, I wouldn't get the job done. No. Okay, here we go. 4,756. Okay, that will get the job done. With this cash in, we are going to be getting 98 prayer, but crucially, 126 combat for the first time ever on an Xtreme Onechunk Ironman. Not Verf, not Limpwurt, not anybody else has yet to achieve 126 combat. And now I am the first. Absolutely crazy. Can't believe it. We do actually have a decent amount of zeal left. We do have over like 12 mil XP from 11.8 in zeal, but about 1 million XP to go. And I'm going to lock in and try and get that in the next couple of days. So I'll see you guys in the next clip, which might be 99 prayer. Guess we'll find out. Big moment coming in here. Oh, would help if I could click. But we are finally out of mithril ore. And somehow, not really sure how, I've managed to drop a bar because this number should be 24,320. And yeah, not really sure how that happened. But now we're moving on to the rune ore, and then we're going to be completely done. Now, I've only got like nearly 4,000 coal left, so I'm only going to be able to make, I think, 499 bars, which is obviously not that many. But then we're just going to be making a ton of plate bodies. We've already made 12,200 iron plate bodies. So when I get to the end of this, cashing this and this and this in is going to be so good. And with this final game of Soul Wars, I'm going to be ticking up to 5,500 zeal tokens at the moment, which means I can add to the widget 112,000 more XP, taking us up to 99 prayer. Successfully banked on the Xtreme Onechunk Ironman. Now, I can't actually cash it in right now because after leagues, as you guys, I've said already, or you can probably tell, you can only actually get 1 million prayer XP per day. Well, 1 million in any of these skills per day from Soul Wars. So if I cash in these 4,400, it's going to take me up to 228k off 99 prayer. So that will have to wait for another day. But we're done. All I need to do is come back here, trade Nomad, and cash in the remaining 1,036 zeal tokens, and that will get us 99 prayer. So we're one tick away from 99 prayer, but sadly I'm going to have to wait at least another 12 hours. But how crazy is that? We are actually done with this, which means that the only thing I still now need to do is the smithing. And I've got an absolute assload of bars that I need to cash in, but hopefully it won't take too long. How many bars is it? Just shy of 100,000? Hopefully it'll get done soon. And with this invent, we are finally, basically, completely out of coal. We do have 6 left, but I don't have any ore to go with it. 2,979 room bars. Hopefully that's going to be enough to get 97. I'm getting slightly stressed that I ended up with less than I thought I would. So if you see me in the in a mine somewhere in the next couple of clips, just know that I fucked my maths up. Whilst I'm doing this smithing, I'm just looking at the widget and look at that tiny sliver of the prayer bar that's not done yet. That's 230,000 XP. That tiny little sliver there. Does that not really highlight just how much XP I've got in prayer over this grind? That's actually nuts. And on this invent, we will be getting 93 smithing. Just 4 levels to go. Basically, just 4 levels to go until we can complete the chunk. That is absolutely crazy. When I rolled this, what, over 4 months ago? I really feel like it felt so far away to be so close now. Feels absolutely excellent. Things that you definitely love to see. Okay, it is finally time to buy ourselves 1,021 tokens worth of prayer XP, which is going to get me to 5 XP off of 99 prayer. And the reason we're going 5 XP off is because I want to get it as the very last thing in this chunk, seeing as it seems like by far the most epic part. I mean, the last man standing was probably harder, but I feel like the prayer is the most iconic part of doing the monastery, so I definitely want to leave that till last. We're at 93 smithing at the minute, making some good progress, and hopefully we're done with that soon. And with this iron plate body, we are getting 94 smithing, the level for rune warhammers, that I think is actually going to be the thing that I make with my rune bars when I'm 96 smithing, because it takes 3 bars, and I've actually got a massive stack of them, so why not make it bigger? That is what she said. But we've only got 3 levels to go. 3 smithing levels to go, basically, until we're ready to chunk roll. How thrilling. And with these final 25 iron bars, I'm finally done with the iron bar smithing, which is going to be glorious. As you can see, I'm getting about 62 KXP per hour at the moment with iron bars, like in the long run. I can get it up to about 72 if I really sweat. But it's kind of hard to do that in the long run. But now we're going to be moving on to a small amount of steel bars, like 400 of those. So that'll be over in about 6 minutes. But after that, it's just myth, addy, and rune all the way to 97 smithing. And that shit is going to be glorious. I mean, I've just started doing the mithril plate bodies. And let me tell you, this is such a nice payoff. Smelting all those iron bars, smithing all those iron bars, smelting all that gold, like 250,000 shit bars smelted and stuff like that. And just look, mithril plate bodies going into the invent, that looks glorious. But what's even more glorious, look at the state of the XP per hour, over 150,000. I doubt that's going to stay. I think it's probably going to settle around the like 140,000 figure. But just... what a payoff this is. Like, when do you ever see XP per hour figures like this on an Xtreme Onechunk Ironman? Definitely the first time for me, I think. But this is absolutely nuts. And it feels so efficient for once. I mean, obviously ignoring the fact that I'm teleporting to the Grand Exchange and teleporting to Varrock to do smithing rather than standing at Westbank. But aside from that, this feels great. And with this invent, we are getting 95 smithing, crazy levels, rune battle axes we can make now. Absolutely unreal. 2 levels to go, about 30,000 bars to go, so possibly about 12 hours, something like that. Crazy. Considering I was like, I must have been over 1,000 hours in this chunk for sure. So being down to the last 12 hours feels absolutely unbelievable. And here we go. Finally, we are out of mithril bars, and that means we're going to be moving on to the adamant bars and the XP per hour. Oh, there we go. There's my inefficiency for you. Moving on to the adamant bars, and the XP per hour on those is going to be absolutely glorious. So I'll be back with you shortly to show you that. Okay, so the XP per hour is literally mental. I thought it'd be about 150k, but I forgot that I was being relatively inefficient with the myth by the end, because obviously done a whole day of it, like 650k XP. But if we look, it's over 180. I reckon it'll kind of balance out around 180k XP per hour. Genuinely, I don't know if I've seen higher XP per that on an Xtreme Onechunk Ironman ever in anything. Let me know down in the comments if you can actually think of a time that anything like that has happened. But I genuinely can't, because I don't think fletching like even like magic longbows would be that much XP per hour. So this is pretty cool. And there is 97. No, not 97. 96 smithing. Getting a bit ahead of myself there. Rune chainmails are now available. And we just have 1 level and 1 million XP to go until we are done with this chunk. I started this chunk at level 4 smithing, and now we're 96. That is actually crazy. I can't believe how far we've come. And with this final adamant plate body, I am out of adamant bars, and we are now down to our last bar type, which is the rune bar. I've only got 3,000 of them. Slightly annoyingly, I can't make plate bodies, so the XP per hour using the rune bars is actually going to be slightly lower than using the adamant bars, but I can make rune chain bodies, so I can do 3 at a time. It's still 225 XP, and it will like I can make more per invent, so that's pretty good as well. So I don't know how much lower the XP per hour will be, probably decently, but it's not too bad. And this is now the real final stretch of this grind. And so after an ungodly amount of time killing endless revenants for rune ore and coal, killing endless vetions for gold ore, 134,000 gold ore, mining over 100,000 iron ore, smelting all of that stuff, smithing all of that stuff, we're finally here and we are getting 97 smithing, which feels absolutely unbelievable. We are done with probably the biggest grind in this chunk. Even the last man standing, 1,000 last man standing wins, took less time overall than the smithing. And that isn't including all the time that obviously got put into it up front, right? Which was, you know, I didn't appreciate at the time that I was putting time into the smithing then, but obviously I was, because I was getting all the resources. But it is finally time to drink that Dwarven Stout M that we spent so long trying to get. And we are 99 smithing, which means we can make the rune plate body, and the chunk task is done. So long in the making. It is done, the biggest task of this chunk, but we're not quite done yet, and we do have a few more tasks remaining, so we'll just go and knock those out real quick, and then we'll be done. So the next thing that I need to get is the ornate top and the corrupted helm, I think. And they're actually kind of annoying to get, and I need to get myself a hot bowl of water. But in getting that, I just realized that the widget at the bottom of the screen has gone the full bright green in the smithing segment now. So it is just the prayer one left, and we're currently sat 5 XP off. So soon, all 3 of these bars are going to be full green. That is going to be crazy. Right, here is my boy Abbott Langley. I'm not entirely sure if this is a collection log or not. Oh, he took all it. I was not expecting him to take those. I'm glad they weren't higher value items. That was my only bowl, though. But there is the corrupted helm. As I say, don't think that this is a collection log. No, it would have popped up. So, no, not a collection log, but certainly an untracked unique. Looks all right. And I need to get one more, which I think I need to go up to Black Knight's Fortress to go and grab. Okay, so I believe what I'm supposed to do is shrug and then cheer here. Oh, and I just magically get it. Okay, let's have a look at this one. That actually looks kind of cool. I bet the full set together looks all right. It's quite a thick boy, and my glory is certainly clipping through it quite badly. But that's a pretty cool bit of item. And with that, we are now down to just 99 prayer to go. Those are the untracked uniques. We've got the 97 smithing. We've made the plate body. We've got the 1,000 last man standing wins. We've got the 87 mining and mined the level 9 shooting star. Touching distance in one of the worst chunks to exist in this game. In my opinion, I think the worst one overall, independent of, like, you know, what chunks you've got beforehand, what chunks you get afterwards. This is one of the worst ones, but we are very nearly done. We are touching distance. Let's get it. What better way to finish up this Goliath of a chunk than where it all began, with the bones acquired on this account in the very first chunk. Sadly, today is not the day that I'll be burying them. Instead, I will be live on YouTube and Kick on August 1st at 8 PM BST to finish off 99 prayer, finish off the chunk, and crucially roll the next one. Now that I have the mining and smithing done, my map looks a whole lot more free to roll a whole bunch of chunks. The path to the wilderness bosses has no grinds blocking it now. There are no grinds blocking the path to 99 Slayer. There are no grinds blocking the path to the Theatre of Blood and Nightmare. So this is a chunk rolling stream that you do not want to miss. Additionally, I will be going straight straight from the chunk rolling stream into a subathon. So it's likely that I'll be streaming the new chunk and additional rolls for over 40 hours after the initial stream. So make sure to follow me over at kick.com/FrayRS if you want to see most of that. Otherwise, as I said before, I will be live on YouTube as well at 8 p.m. BST on August 1st, burying this final set of bones and rolling my next chunk, and I hope to see you there. Don't forget to check out the merch store, frayrs.com. The new designs are now live, as well as all the old designs still being available. Your support on these unsponsored videos is hugely appreciated, as I have a third child on the way in about 5 weeks. So every purchase comes with an implicit, massive thank you from me. Finally, a huge shout out to the channel members who, as always, are Valentine, Mike Moran, and DevTX at the Torva tier. Huge support from them. Patrick Wright, Jean Scallon, Talfane, Fukless, Bodge Boss, Aron, and Tommy Rocks at the Amethyst tier, and everybody else. Thank you so much for watching this extremely long but extremely massive video, and I hope to see you on the chunk rolling stream in a few days. It's going to be massive. I've just got a feeling we're going to roll something good. So please come, please watch. Let's see what we get. Come on.